Hello, TradingView community. Welcome to my new analysis about GBPJPY. And GBPJPY has formed some very important developments within the recent times. I have spotted the most important levels, the most important time frames, and the most important setups to consider here. And therefore, with GBPJPY, there are some really important developments within the recent times, as within the GPP region, the depth demand actually increases to new heights, and there's also more volume coming into the market, playing into this bullish scenario for GPP JPY that established it within the recent times, especially as the interest rates raise it within the GPP region. This developed a major uptrend to the upside. And what this means for this uptrend is that despite the high interest rates, this GBP JPY uptrend is still holding on. And this means that the uptrend is going to continue when the interest rates will be raised within the GBP region. And this is actually a positive sign for this whole bullish development. Firstly, and secondly, there are important developments within the price chart that I detected within the recent times in my analysis. And first of all, GBP JPY has shown up with this huge pump towards the upside, especially as the interest rates raise it within the GBP region. This pump to the upside. And this was a important development because despite these major interest rate hikes, this pump showed a strong structure to the upside, and now it is holding above important levels within this whole region here, especially above this important support zone here within this whole structure. This is a major support zone above which GBP JPY is now holding above, and this is actually a major support zone here between the 182.5 and 183.2 level. This is a major level that is actually a major support for GBP JPY, above which GBP JPY is now holding on. And it already bounced several times within this level and is now bouncing again within this level, actually confirming a important development within this whole structure. Also, what has to be mentioned here is that GBP JPY has this main descending trend line here within this whole structure, in which it already bounced several times and already increased it with important ascending, uptrending volume in this whole structure. And this is actually an important sign for GBP JPY actually holding on this important bullishness above these important structures here, especially above the major supports that GBP JPY is still holding off above. And now, when considering this whole structure, GBP JPY also has this major ascending trend line here within this whole structure above, which it is now holding on and already bounced several times in the past. And now the next bounces here within this whole structure is actually indicating that there's a high possibility for further bouncing here within this whole structure, as this major support level is validating this main bullishness that is still holding on here above this major level, and GBP JPY therefore has a major development from here on, which increases the possibility likelihood for a major bounce within this whole structure that is actually elevating to new highs and to new expansionary developments within this whole structure. Furthermore, what has to be mentioned here, GBP JPY has this major triangle formation here within this whole structure. This triangle formation is actually developing a major structure from where the MACD development actually has a major breakout possibility to emerge within the next times, especially when this bullishness holds on within the next times. This is actually setting up the final breakout above these upper boundaries here. And in this case, GBP JPY has the ability to complete this major triangle formation within the MACD and to show up with huge volatilities within this whole structure, especially on the 4-hour time frame perspectives also. And what has to be mentioned here is that GBP JPY actually is also forming this major descending trend line here within this whole structure. And this is actually also a major descending trend line here within this whole structure, which is actually forming this major broadening wedge formation. And if you know what a broadening wedge formation is, you will learn more of it within my account, within my TradingView profile, because I uploaded a important idea about it that explains broadening wedges within the market. And now when looking at the 1 hour time frame perspective, the 1 hour time frame perspective is really important here for GBP JPY, because the 1 hour time frame perspective is actually emerging with this highly important inverse head and shoulders formation that is actually now in the completion phase. It is actually now completing this whole inverse head and shoulders formation within this whole structure. This is a really, really important inverse head and shoulders formation, because it actually marks a important reversal here within this whole structure, especially as GBP JPY is bouncing within these important high development levels. And now GBP JPY has the ability to complete this right shoulder within the shadow with a major bounce above the neckline of this whole inverse head and shoulders formation within the next times. And once this breakout has shown up, this is going to activate important target zones within this whole structure. Especially once this whole breakout has shown up, this is going to emerge with a huge breakout above this neckline here within this whole structure. And in this case, the minimum targets of this whole inverse head and shoulders formation breakout will be the 185 to 185.8 level. And once these breakouts levels have been reached, this will be an important zone from where GBP JPY actually has the ability to hold on further within this whole structure, especially as this whole descending wedge formation will be completed with a breakout above the upper boundary of this huge descending wedge formation. This is actually a descending wedge formation that actually has the ability to complete further dynamics here within this whole structure. Especially in this case, GBP JPY is going to set up this major wave count into the upper boundaries, and in this case, GBP JPY is actually activating further bullish momentum into the breakout areas once this whole formation has been completed. This will activate a huge bullish momentum development into the breakout areas and accelerate heavy bullish volumes and momentum into these breakout areas, and emerge with this huge wave C expansionary wave on this whole development. And this will be a huge momentum development from where GBP JPY has the ability to reach major levels within this whole structure, especially when looking at this whole development on the daily time frame perspective. GBP JPY is forming this huge wave count within this whole structure, and once this whole descending wedge formation has been completed, it is going to activate targets within this whole structure, especially targets above the 195 level. This will be a huge development from where GBP JPY has abilities to show up with this huge momentum developments, especially when looking at this whole structure. This will be a major development structure that should be completed within the next times. Now, firstly, what needs to be completed here is this major inverse head and shoulders formation. It is likely to complete within the next times. And once this whole head and shoulders formation has been completed, this is going to activate the next stage of this whole wave count completion into the upper boundaries and the major expansions into the next level within this whole structure, especially bouncing here within this ascending trendline formation. And therefore, these will be some really important developments. Also, it will be important how the demand within the GBP region actually continues further within the next times, because the demand is rising more and more, and there is more and more demand in monetaries like credits, etc. pp. And these are some important developments that actually raise the open interest of the GBP volume within the market. And this means that this is going to activate huge bullish momentum here within this whole structure. And especially as the interest rate development within the GBP region is still high and this uptrend is still going on, this actually has the major transformational potential to complete this huge descending wedge formation that is going to accelerate this major wave count in the next times. Now, it will be important that this major bounce here within this whole structure happens within the next times, and this is why I am keeping this important forex forex exchange pair on my watch list, because these developments are so important within the whole market, and it is always necessary to wait for the appropriate confirmations and to pick those assets and to pick those setups that have potential on the long side when considering a long approach, when considering the bullish approach. Otherwise, when considering short side potentials, there are also bearish setups within the market. And this means following a total return approach within the market, making money within all phases of the market. And with this being said, it will be great when you follow my project further. Would I like, follow, and comment. Have a good day. Bye bye.